Well, maybe this will be the video that finally gets the Las Vegas A's renderings to come out, because you just know when I do a video like this, the renderings will probably be released about 5 hours after I put this video up. But either way, guys, very strange situation regarding the A's new stadium. The original timeline was around Thanksgiving, sometime in November, but then it became known that it was going to be December 4th. That was the date. There was going to be a big party for Las Vegas. They were doing a whole reveal on their new stadium. The original renderings that we got that were kind of thrown together with a capacity of about 30,000 and kind of a swivel capsule-like retractable roof design, those were completely thrown out. You can see this article. This came out a few days ago. The A's Las Vegas renderings were supposed to come out nearly 2 weeks ago, and now, with the holidays looming, will we ever see them? Well, certainly at some point we're going to have to see these renderings. The question now is, will they wait because the holidays are coming, until after Christmas, after the New Year, possibly all the way into January? I would say maybe there's a chance they come out over the next few days, but once you get to like the 21st or the 22nd, probably not the best timing when it comes to releasing renderings. There's also been speculation they were waiting for the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes to subside, because after they, decided to postpone the original announcement, which was supposed to be December 4th, they had to push that back due to kind of a tragedy that happened in the area. But the weird thing is they didn't clarify on when it would actually get postponed to. They just said we're postponing it, I guess probably indefinitely, and there's been no reports. Maybe they were waiting for Ohtani to sign. Maybe they were waiting for the press conference. You would think it would come out this week, but we are still waiting for the A's new renderings. It has now been nearly 2 weeks since the renderings were supposed to come out, and we're right up against the holiday season. There's a pretty good chance that the A's don't even show the public renderings until after the new year. Are the renderings important to the ballpark actually being built? No. Oh no, the renderings are very important. Now, I guess that is true in terms of the ballpark actually getting built, but for a lot of us, we want to see these new renderings. What does the new ballpark look like? And the dialogue around this situation is very fascinating. I came out with a video about a month ago, the last time I talked about this topic, and said, look, it looks like when it comes to where the A's are going to play from 2025 to 2027, it's mainly going to be at the AAA ballpark, the AAA Las Vegas new ballpark that was just built a few years ago. They've got a nice brand new scoreboard. They've got a pool. Yes, a lower capacity. Yes, it is outdoors, but I would imagine it's going to be about a 70-30 split, with 70% of their games being played at the Las Vegas ballpark, and then the other 30% being played actually at Oracle Park. Now, I don't know where the Coliseum fits into all of this. It seems like Oakland's strategy is to try and leverage the Coliseum as a way to possibly try and get an expansion team. I don't think the MLB is really going to want that. I'm guessing MLB wants to be done with Oakland at this point, but it is interesting when you look at Las Vegas and how their football team is really struggling to draw any type of fan base there. I mean, every single game, you can understand because Las Vegas has not been good recently, but still, those Las Vegas games, in terms of opposing fans taking over, it's almost like an LA Chargers situation. The LA Chargers have zero home field advantage. Now, that's a little different because they share SoFi Stadium with the Rams, but it's like kind of like the annoying thing where there's really no big inner fan base, and it could only get worse when it comes to the A's situation because they're going to be having so many more home games. There's just not enough demand for the supply, and you're going to have a lot of empty seats, a lot of fair weather fans filling this ballpark. But again, this is a situation. It's been forever. They've tried to build a ballpark in Oakland. It hasn't happened. At some point, you've got to move on. It is what it is. But I do imagine it's going to be some type of split. I think they probably want to play at that AAA park to get the fans acclimated to MLB baseball. That's a long period. That is 3 years. There could also be the idea maybe the city of Oakland works something out. They extend the lease. The A's do. Give something up in exchange to get or to be able to play there till 2027, but that's a lame duck team all the way until 2028. I'm not sure about that. There's really no perfect answer for this situation because it's already come out that it's virtually a lock that they're moving. The owners have already voted on it, so no matter what you do, it's going to be a problem. There's no perfect ballpark you can go to and say, oh, this will be fine, the capacity is good enough, the area is good enough, and the demand is good enough. There's a problem with all of these different issues. The problem with the Coliseum is the lame duck aspect of it. Those Oakland fans are just not going to support that team, especially since now it's guaranteed they're moving out of there. And then you're talking about the other possible scenario, Oracle Park. What a complete mess that would be. Just kind of a neutral site area. A beautiful ballpark for sure, but they would not fill that up. And also, they'd have to make a deal with the Giants in terms of that. And then also, the Las Vegas ballpark, the AAA park located in Nevada. That would be an issue in terms of basically no day games would be able to play there. They would have to coordinate it with the AAA team. Maybe the AAA team would have to move and just play elsewhere if they decided to do that, some type of 70-30 split, so they could play day games, possibly on the weekends, at Oracle Park. That would be part of their temporary home, but either way, this is not ideal. This is going to be a significant competitive disadvantage for the A's no matter where they move, even if they stay at the Coliseum, because the attendance is going to be so terrible, because the A's fans, there's going to be no motivation to go to those games because it is official that they are moving. So we will see what happens when it comes to these renderings coming out. Seems like it is going to be you don't want to speculate too much, but it's looking more like it's going to be a dome stadium with some type of translucent roof and a massive window in the outfield. That's what my guess would be. Maybe it is retractable, but in terms of a stadium like this, I would say there could be translucent panels on the roof, letting in natural light, and then a massive window that would open, but that's not a retractable roof. It's just a big window on the exterior of it. Lone Depot Park has something like that, but I don't think Lone Depot Parks, I do not believe, opens, or they never open it. Either way, we will see when it comes to that. I'm sure there'll be tons of natural light. That is the new design with these stadiums, and we are still waiting on the renderings now about 2 weeks later. Maybe it'll be this week. If it's not this week, if it's not by like the 22nd, there's no way they're going to do it right during Christmas. It would have to come out probably in early January. They'd push it back about a month, so we will see. And then we do have another photo. This looks you know what? If you were to just show someone this image, you would say that's Kauffman Stadium. Look at the color. I mean, the color is an exact match. But no, this is Progressive Field. This is something I talked about a few days ago. This is an updated image. You're getting a different look at it. The one image I saw, it was kind of reflecting weird. It looked like it was royal blue, like a little bit lighter blue seats, maybe bright blue. That is not the look you want. That was a strange image at night where the seats were reflecting. This is a much better image of how the seats will actually look. If you look at Kauffman Stadium, it's a carbon copy. The color, it is a dark navy blue, and this is an absolute home run for the Guardians and this whole thing. They're trying to revitalize the ballpark. The only issue with this is, the Guardians, they've been known to be cheap. They're doing this very cheap to where it's going to take multiple years to actually install all of the seats. So next year, they're going to have the entire lower bowl, I would guess, fitted with the blue seats, and the upper deck is still going to be that aqua green, which, it's just something cheap. You don't see teams do that. If you're going to change all the seats, change all of the seats, but they're like, oh, we're waiting on a shipment. It's like, come on, man. But I think this is going to look really good. I can't wait to see a rendering of this stadium with this color, with the seats. And then they're also going to have to change the entire bleacher area because the bleacher also has those green aqua seats. They're going to have to change that to blue. So this is a nice thing. This is Progressive Field reinventing itself. Not only are they taking out the shipping containers, unfortunately, I don't love the replacement to the shipping containers. They're really not replacing them. They're just knocking them down and extending the concourse significantly. But it's better. It's still better than the shipping containers. So we will see what happens in terms of that. But that is the major renovation we're watching for next year when it comes to MLB baseball. And then obviously we also do have the Kansas City Royals situation. Speaking of Kauffman Stadium, they're still trying to get a new ballpark. I saw possibly another county join the mix in a bid for that. That's gotten absolutely out of control because you remember the timeline on the Royals? They released two different stadiums. They say, oh, one of them's downtown right in the middle of Kansas City. The other one's in North Kansas City. We're going to choose between these two, but we're going to release them to the public to try and get some interest drummed up because our team's, like 50 and 100. That was in early September, and they're like, at the end of September, we're going to do it. Of course, they don't do it. It's a mess. You've got bidding wars going on with different counties, and they still have not chosen either one of those designs. So in terms of the Royals Stadium saga, I would imagine something would be coming out within the next few months, possibly during the dead winter of the offseason in regards to which area they end up choosing with that bidding war. But either way, guys, the main gist here, will we see these new A's stadium renderings and what we expect to see to be some type of futuristic ballpark? Maybe that is partially retractable at least on its side, with a bunch of natural light being let in. The cost of it's around 1.5 billion. I would imagine the capacity would be around 33,000. I know the initial rumor was 30K. I think they're going to up it by about 3,000 with standing room to around 39,000. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on X. Link to that's always in the description.